All right, our last speaker before we dive into the Senate procedure, so we all welcome State Representative-elect David Morales.
Despite all the obstacles of 2020, in between a pandemic, high levels of economic insecurity, and police brutality against our communities of color, we are still here. We are here because we recognize the consequences and dangers a majority conservative Supreme Court can and will have on the lives of women, our LGBTQIA+ community, people of color, working people, and other marginalized groups whom for decades have been fearful of their rights because of our broken justice system. As it stands, we know that wealthy corporations have already infiltrated our legislative branch of government, from Congress to our state governments, including ours. We cannot allow this to continue with the Supreme Court that will further empower the wealthiest 1%.
That's right.
In recent years, we have seen Citizens United unfold, which has allowed for corporations and the wealthiest interest groups to essentially run our government and prevent working people from achieving the economic dignity that they deserve. As opposed to strengthening labor laws and prioritizing the interest of the working class, which is the vast majority of our country, our Supreme Court has continued to serve the needs of big businesses. In the last several years alone, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has filed briefs in 10 cases, and they have won 9 of them. As a result, there are less protections for employee whistleblowers. Lawsuits against water polluters are more difficult to present. Personal data is easier for tech companies to control, and there are now more barriers than ever in history to file class action lawsuits against businesses. With the confirmation of Amy Barrett, it will only get worse. Let us not forget that it was only 2 years ago that the Supreme Court upheld Janus, which discourages working people from joining a labor union. As a result, union membership has dropped dramatically, weakening the bargaining power of workers and allowing for executives to yield more control over labor. Currently, union membership is at 11% in the United States, and it is clear that the courts will not stop until unions and worker protection laws are an afterthought in our country. But this is why we fight. We will now allow for the Supreme Court to continue their attacks against working people while satisfying the desires of Apple, Facebook, Google, and Microsoft, most of whom do not even pay federal taxes to begin with. And this is why we are going to demand that our Senate delegation firmly commit to blocking the nomination of Amy Barrett. But let's be clear, rhetoric is not enough. Vague statements citing the Constitution are not enough. We need bold action and a concrete plan, and we need it now.
That's right. That was